Hey, what's up? It's Rashad hanging with the Joneses. She-Hulk episode number 9, the season finale, titled "Who Shows This?" Of course, all spoilers. I got to talk about the thing and talk about the thing. And this has probably been a very up and down season for many people. For me, I pretty much enjoyed it. But this last episode is the most, how can I put this, fourth wall ambitious episode of them all. Episode is going normally like it does, and we find that Jen is in jail. She gets out of jail on a plea deal. Has to wear an inhibitor brace like Emil does. She goes back to her job. Kick her out. Can't afford her home. Goes back to her, home with her parents. Nikki is there, so being supportive, and they're trying to have this whole "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" type, conspiracy wall to see who's Intelligencia and how King are. Jen, mom has this like really weird video of Jen when she was in college, like twerking with a thong on and some little shorts, and Nikki gets it. Nikki sends it to the Intelligencia. At first, we think she's like, just leaking info, but she's not. Ends up going to this meeting, the secret meeting with Intelligencia, and Pug has to come because, of course, he thinks she's a guy. So Pug goes. We see Todd. Todd is there, and Todd is, of course, the Hulk King. Kind of predictable, but still, we get that confirmation. Jen, on the other hand, is kind of sad and wants to go to Emil's retreat. She is going to Emil's retreat. She's talking to the dude that from the last time they had the crowbar and was trying to hit her, and he's still there, and he's talking and said, "Man, like, have you seen Emil? I want to talk to Emil about this whole situation." So he said, "Yeah, he's down at the lodge at a special meeting." And of course, the two meetings combined because Emil ends up transforming into Abomination, and Abomination is at this retreat for the Intelligentsia as a motivational speaker. And then Jen shows up, Nikki shows up, Titania shows up, and then the Hulk shows up. And she's like, "Why are we even doing all this?" So there's this scene where she essentially pauses the show, goes to event, and Avengers Assembled, like the show in Disney Plus, like the actual menu screen, goes down to that, goes to the Disney lot, and talks to the writers. And the writers is like, "Man, Kevin wanted us to do this." And if you had the subtitles on, Kevin was in, like, it was initialized. She goes and talks to Kevin, walks through the Disney studio, the offices, and Kevin ends up being this AI that makes all the decisions for the shows, which is, of course, very meta because it stands for Kevin Feige. She's there and talking to Kevin, the AI, and says, "Look, man, like, we don't have to do a surprise ending or all this extra plot. We don't have to do some sort of super soldier serum thing. Like, we don't have to do all this extra stuff. Like, we just need to focus on the real storyline, which is me." And it's funny too because before that, even had a quick scene where where they acknowledge like just the difficulty of special effects, which is kind of a lowbrow joke because Marvel be taxing they special effects artists. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully they can get that squared away. She changes essentially off screen to Jim Walters, and they had this whole conversation. And it comes to a conclusion. She said, "When we get X-Men and all this random stuff," he's like, "Nah, I can't talk about that." And she even says, "I got some ideas for season 2." He said, "I don't think I really want back is Daredevil." Another quick burn from Kevin the AI. He was like, "Yeah, see you in the movies." And she was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Nah." So Jen's probably be in the movies later on, just not right now. He's like, "Yeah, I'm done talking with you." So she goes back to her normal show. Todd gets arrested. Emil goes back to jail. Daredevil shows up. Then we have this end scene where Jen is back home with her family, and Daredevil's there as Matt Murdock. And they're talking and chilling. This is funny back and forth with with the whole family and whatnot. And the episode ends with Hulk showing back up. Not only does Hulk show up, Hulk shows up with his son Scar. So the reason he went back to Sakaar was because he's a daddy now. That's gonna be interesting to see moving forward. A lot of comic book implications with the addition of Scar. And also, we just got a bunch of, Hulk-related people running around. We still haven't really, to be honest, still haven't tied up the whole issue with Jen's blood with Intelligencia. So, need to see what happens with that in season 2. Small post-credit scene. Abomination ends up going back to Comatage with Wong. So, yeah, happy ending for him. Interesting to see like how that works out too. But yeah, that's really it for this. Probably gonna end up having a season review with our favorite Westerboro Antonio, and I'm thinking tomorrow I probably have to end up doing the review for the Rings of Power. Of course, Monday, 7 p.m. Westerbros, episode number 8. Episode number 9, the penultimate of House of the Dragon, and Andor on Wednesday. Till the next time.